The uncomfortable atmosphere continued even after those two left. Alright, guys, welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Now, no long 20-15 minute rant like last time. Well, rant, I say. Talk like last time. We're gonna get straight into this. Welcome back to Umineko. So, last time we. Okay, let me try to remember last time. Well, I need to try to remember, but it's just. Okay, don't just stop happening. So, first things first, we dunked on Eva and made it clear that just as Natsu was suspicious, Eva and Hideyoshi were suspicious too. So, and yeah, we basically stopped their argument from going into a ballistic warfare where Natsu shot the shot from her rifle. Yeah, essentially we saved Natsu's Natsu there in a way. Maybe not. I think hopefully Jessica appreciated that. Speaking of Jessica, she had her asthma attack, so there's that. Was that was all last part, right? Am I dumb? That all happened last part. And then I think that all happened last part. I'm pretty sure it did. It didn't happen the part before last, did it? Oh god, that would suck. I guess my memory is not as good as Maria's. Maria has a really good memory according to the character files in this visual novel. Anyway, after her Jessica's asthma attacks, we kept talking a bit, I think, about nothing, nobody cares, and then Evan Hideyoshi decided to leave. That all happened last part, right? Am I dumb? I'm pretty sure, yeah. They decided to leave. They unlocked the door that they were staying in the mansion behind them. And also allowed them to do that, partly because I bet Natsu's tired of seeing Eva's annoying face. That's probably what she's thinking. And yeah, they wanted to take George with them, but George said no because he wanted to respect their privacy, quote unquote. Yeah. I mean, again, it's time to die. We could die at any time, so I can see why. Especially Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi was like, no. George doesn't come with us. He's an adult. He can do what he wants. So we all know what Hideyoshi's actually trying to say there. So we don't have to go any deeper than that. But he is going deeper than that. I'll say that much, Hideyoshi. Go on. Anyway, and it's evening right now. It's 7 p.m. New chapter, right? Chapter 13. So let's get right into this. It's still an uncomfortable atmosphere. Those two left. Clear. So what Battler's talking about here is Hideyoshi and Eva. They left. Now it's just us. There's 9 left here in the parlor. 2 Hideyoshi and Eva in the rooms. 1 missing, Kinzo. That's 12. That's all of us. The rest are dead. Unless there's a 19th person. That's all we've got for now. Alright then. He was thick with the idea that thinking about who the killer was would be the same as deciding who to doubt. It had begun to feel like discussion of the incidents was itself taboo. Alright then, I'm gonna let the text play out because I'm sure it's lagging or something. Frame rate is probably being nuts right now. Alrighty then, time to keep going. So no one was mentioning it, at least out loud. However, those thoughts were what filled our minds. All that we couldn't say aloud made our heads feel like they were going to explode. So, at least on the outside, the parlor had once again regained its calm mood. Though everything was left unsettled. Someone's gonna start talking.
少しだけ雨足が弱まった気がするね。
Feels like the rain's gone a little lighter. What are you saying, Maria? You're saying the not the You're saying the rain is still the same? You're saying it's still pouring down, still the same? Oh.
仮にやんだってこの島には船がねえんだしな。船が明日すぐに来てくれりゃいいんだがよ。
That would be nice.
洋館バカンさんもうお腹いっぱいだぜ。
Have had enough of this Western mansion vacation.
母さん、明日船はいつ来るのかな。
When will the boat come tomorrow?
本来なら帰りの船は今日の3時に来てくれることになっていました。先方も 台風が過ぎてから出直すと電話をしてくれたでしょうが、あいにく電話は普通ですから。
So they probably would have telephoned to say that they would come after that the typhoon passed, but unfortunately the telephones aren't working, so they can't. And it's currently 7 o'clock, so not 3 o'clock. So yeah, the boat has obviously not arrived. Typhoon.
でも向こうも子供の使いではありません。
They're not children, so maybe they'll know that something's going on, or at the very least, the telephones aren't working. Alright, we gotta do something.
客人の方々の送迎目的だと教えてありますから、おそらく明日の朝一番で、多分9時頃に来てくれるでしょう。
9 o'clock tomorrow in the morning. Okay, this is according to Nazi's estimates. Alright, and we have no reason to doubt Nazi saying that, do we? Unless she is somehow involved in the murder, like Eva was saying. But she wouldn't. You wouldn't lie to your own kid, though, would you? Come on now, look at Jessica. She just wants to know when we can get out of this murdering infested island. All right. It was completely black outside. When I looked at the clock, I realized that it was just past 7. I was starting to get hungry. Oh, it's dinner time, guys. Call Eva and Hideyoshi too. Tell them it's dinner time. Unless they're dead. In the kitchen, Kumasawa was cooking enthusiastically. Is she alone? In the kitchen? Surely there's other servants with her, right? Or else that's problematic. You should not leave someone alone, especially not in the kitchen. There's knives there. She had laid out a variety of dishes, and while they didn't match the level of Gora's artful cooking, they were still quite gorgeous. It was an act of kindness from Kumasawa, trying to use food to enliven everyone's low spirits. Yeah, hey, she's probably on low spirits too, so she's helping herself as well. Kumasawa wasn't nearly as talented as a professional cook like Gora, but she was far from unskilled. On the contrary, since she had been brought up in a fishing village, the simple food she created was sometimes very highly valued. Yeah, but you guys don't value her very highly as a servant because of the way she gossips, right? So there's that. Kanon arranged the food Kumasawa had finished, creating on plates under her direction. Kanon also helped in the kitchen sometimes, but since he was rarely placed in that role, he was slightly awkward even though he tried his best. Self-conscious about the fact that he couldn't skillfully arrange the food, Kanon's expression darkened slightly. But Kumasawa tried to smile to say everything was fine.
きれいに盛り付けられてますよ。カノン君もお上手ですよ。
It's arranged beautifully. Kanon aren't you skilled?
シャノン姉さんだったらもっと綺麗に。
If it had been Shannon, it would have been even more beautiful. Kanon stopped arranging the food for a bit and hung his head. Oh. Shannon was the one who always assisted Kumasawa in her cooking. Tonight, Kanon was doing it instead. Well, there's no one else here, is there? Genji's not gonna do it. Come on now, your turn. And as he remembered Shannon's face, and her brutal end, he grimaced. Minute darkness. Great soundtrack. Forget it for now, says Genji. So it seems like all the servants are here, including Nanjo. Well, he's not a servant, but you get my point. Everyone that's not part of the family. So there's 4 people here, which means the rest of the 5 of the family are back in the parlor. So all of us cousins plus Natsui. Interesting. Okay. Genji spoke kindly to Kanon as he advanced upon. Nanjo had escaped from the parlor once the mood had become sour, and Genji had become his opponent in a game of chess upon Nanjo's request. Oh, they're playing chess in the kitchen? Nanjo had escaped from the parlor once the mood had become sour, and Genji had become his opponent in a game of chess upon Nanjo's request. Okay, let's play chess in the kitchen. Okay.
はい、
Yes.
今は忘れます。
Forget it for now. Good, says Genji.
それがいいだろう。
That is probably for the best. Guess this is frame rate lagging. I'm gonna try to repeat what they're saying. Genji purposely faced away from Kanon as he spoke. Purposefully. Okay. He did so because he understood that it might make things tougher on Kanon if he noticed that someone was looking at his eyes. I see. Nanjo also understood that and held back any thoughtless words.
金蔵さんもどこへ行かれたんでしょうな。
Nanjo's emotionally smart. He's clever. Good job. I wonder where Kinzo-san has gone.
ご無事だといいのですが。
He's disappeared.
わかりません。
Even Genji doesn't know, and he's been working here the longest. His most trusted servant.
ただ、すべては親方様が望まれ、仕組まれたことのように思っています。それを邪推することは、親方様にお仕えする家具には過ぎたことです。
To distrust that would exceed my role as furniture working for the master. Everything is going as master hoped.
源氏さんは怖くないのですか？
Aren't you scared, Genji?
私には今夜まだ何か
I'm frightened
良くないことが起こるような気がして怖いのです。
I'm frightened something bad will occur again tonight.
怖いことなど何も。
Nothing to be afraid of.
私はただ後ろ宮家にお仕えするだけです。
I simply work for the Ushiromiya family. Nanjo sighed through his nose and made a carefully considered move. Nanjo was very slightly dubious. Could Genji possibly think that he would be left out of this? He couldn't begin to imagine what was happening inside this mansion. Nanjo, yeah? But he definitely couldn't deny the possibility that it was something of Kinzo's design. Okay. If you liken this island to chess, Kinzo had opened the game, and as a result, 6 pieces had fallen. Okay, I see what you mean. So, I guess, for example, the black pieces are us who are still alive, and the white pieces are in the chessboard are the culprits. But if the culprit is just Beatrice, then it's literally just the king against all, in a way, or the queen. Beatrice's witch. Haha, witch. Neither of them. Alright. Could it be that Genji was calm because he believed that he alone was outside the chessboard and safe? I don't think so. I don't think Genji's not scared. But I don't... How do I put it? I don't think Genji believes he's outside the chessboard. I do think Genji is aware that he very well could die tonight. But that's just the sort of person Genji is. He's a calm guy. Nanjo's thought about it. Wasn't everyone just a piece on this chessboard, lined up equally without any exceptions? Wasn't even Genji, who had gained more of Kinzo's trust than anyone. No, wasn't Nanjo himself, although proud of his position as Kinzo's only close friend. Just another one of the pieces laid out on the chessboard?
Genji-san.
Genji?
私は今夜が本当に怖いのです。
I'm frightened about tonight.
無事に明日の朝を迎えられることを心より願っています。
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it? You're not all gonna be safe by tomorrow morning. The guest room that Evan and Hideyoshi had moved into was used to house guests before the guest house had been constructed. Alright, so so far the only person to be able to predict their own death was Rudolph. Let's see if someone else is able to predict their own death. Was used to house guests before the guest house had been constructed. Got it. So until a few years ago, this is the first time we've been in this room, by the way. I don't recognize this room. So until a few years ago, they had stayed in this room every family conference and were very familiar with it. Okay. This room, just like a room at a hotel, had a bedroom and a bathroom. Hmm. So even though they were still shut in, it was far more comfortable than the parlor. I see. Makes sense.
やっぱり家族だけだとリラックスできるな。他のみんなも客室にこもって鍵をかけてりゃええんや。
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because what if we all wake up and then we go to like 2 of the rooms and then boom, 2 of them are dead. Like everyone in these 2 rooms are dead. Who did it? Who's the culprit? We don't know. Right? According to the witch, Beatrice, locked rooms do not stop her. She can teleport everybody, thanks to the 33rd demon, highest ranked demon out of 72 demons. I think his name was like Gappa or something. She can just do that. She can just teleport you out of the room and kill you. Doesn't matter. It's all futile apparently. According to Maria, I don't know how much we're willing to trust Maria in this one, but yeah.
夏日姉さんが客間を出るなって威張り散らしてるんだもん。誰も口答えなんてできないでしょ。
How can any of them talk back?
あの人、ずーっと冷や飯を食ってきたから、兄さんが死んでやっと天下が来たって張り切ってんのよ。まったく、ずうずうしいったら嵐の。
Eva's voice actress is fantastic. She's doing such a great job. Yeah, so Eva doesn't really understand. Well, she doesn't know that Natsu's high spirits is not because her husband's dead. If anything, that has hurt her a lot. Actually, it's more because of Kinzo's words, saying that she's a true Ushiromiya at heart, because it's the heart that matters, and not just wearing the symbol. And that's really why she's in high spirits. Why would anyone be in high spirits over the fact that their husband died? That makes no sense. She loved her husband. Yes, she felt disappointed that he didn't reveal everything to her until the very end. He revealed the gold ingot to her in the end, but he didn't reveal that from when he first found it. So she felt betrayed, and because he didn't fully trust her, or something along those lines. Because she gets emotional very quickly, and we saw that again. She did get emotional quickly back there. So it's not because her husband's dead though. That doesn't make sense. Come on now.
まあそう言うな。夏日さんもあれで結構頑張っとるんやで。お前もそう突っかからんでもええやないか。さっきのレシートの件もあそこまでは言い過ぎやで。
And about that receipt earlier, you went too far there. No need to jump on her like that. Natsu's working pretty hard, okay.
だってあそこで言わなかったらもう言うタイミングがないんだもん。
If I hadn't said it there, there wouldn't be another good time to say it. Eva, sulking cutely, sat down beside Hideyoshi, who was lying on the bed watching TV. Here we go! Here we go, boys! That's me clapping, by the way. It's yeah, obviously. But here we go. It's about to happen. I freaking knew it. This is all thanks to George, by the way. Thank George. Thank Hideyoshi for saying that George is an adult. This is exactly what Hideyoshi had in mind. Let's go. Hope? Is this the music?
でも、
Here we go!
二人きりになるのはずいぶん久しぶりよね。
Here we go. Okay, not gonna lie. It was like 95% a joke when I was talking about this, when I was talking about them banging last part. But here we go with the music in the background. It seems like a possibility. I mean, I don't know how far this visual novel is willing to go. I mean, it's willing to do murders and stuff. I'm not sure if it's willing to show other explicit content, but here we go. It's been a long time since we've been alone like this. Here we go, boys. Is it time?
そうやな。
Sure has. Okay. Okay, this is the start. Come on.
思えばわしもお前も老けたもんや。
Hey, yeah, guess what, guys? I've also gotten older. What?
ジョージが生まれてから何もかもがあっという間や。
Alright, what's next? I was gonna be like, oh man, remember how we gave birth to George? Yeah, great times. And it's gonna lead there. Come on now. Who's gonna start it? Someone's gonna start it.
本当にあっという間よ。子供を作るの焦りすぎたかしら。
I mean, George is a fantastic child, to be fair. Eva's eyes looked like they were staring off into the distance. Yes, she had thought it a once in a lifetime chance. Once in a lifetime chance? What does she mean by that? What does she think? Is it time? Oh, it's going dark. Whoa. What's happening? Her older brother Cross had been unable to have a child for quite some time. I mean, yeah, he struggled, but he got Jessica in the end. Even though Jessica was born after George, he managed to get her in the end. And she is technically still the head after Cross and you lot, after you siblings. Jessica's next, not George. Just saying, even though she's a woman, still, technically her husband will take the lead then. Not George. Not George, no matter how much you want it, Eva. That's how the rankings go. Alright. Her older brother Cross had been unable to have a child for quite some time. 6 years passed after his marriage to Natsui without any signs of pregnancy, which didn't please Kinzo at all. 6 years? And how old is Jessica? 18? So they've been married for at least 24 years then. If my quick math is correct. 6 years has passed after his marriage to Natsui without any signs of pregnancy, which didn't please Kinzo at all. Yeah. So at least 24 years married to each other, Natsui and Cross. Man, that's another thing. These people, both the siblings and like the husbands and wives of the siblings, they look good for their age too. Right? I mean, how old is Natsui? I don't know, maybe close to 50? I don't know. Does that make sense? What's 50 minus 24? Let's say she got married in her mid-20s, yeah. Let's say, for example, maybe she's 50, around that line. Like, she looks good for being 50, or around that age. So does Eva, so does Hideyoshi, so does Rudolph, and Kitty. Oh, I mean, Kitty is younger than the rest, though. Kitty is more like in her 30s, right? Mid-30s, maybe. Maybe. I guess. Something like that, right? And then, yeah, either way, though, they all look good for their age. Cause, I mean, this could just be anime sprites, and, you know how anime is for 50-year-olds. They look much better than they should look, maybe. You could argue that. I don't know. Either way, just wanted to comment that. Alright. As for Eva herself, she'll be removed from the Ishinomiya register anyway once she got married, so whether a successor to the head was born or not, it was all the same to her. So she had thought. Okay. But nah, because what happened is Hideyoshi married into the Ishinomiya family and took on the Ishinomiya name. So you didn't get removed from the Ishinomiya register. But then, one day, she had a heavenly revelation. Or maybe it was the whisperings of the devil that she had heard in her greed. The devil that she had heard in the greed? Interesting. Is this connected to those 72 demons that Mario was talking about? Devil that she had heard in her greed. Okay. Perhaps she could remain in the Ishinomiya register if she gave birth to a successor first? Oh! And she did. If things went well, perhaps she could even inherit the Ishinomiya family herself. If things went well, if the person I gave birth to is a boy and not a girl like Jessica, I could succeed. Let's go. When she proposed this to Hideyoshi, he approved of it instantly. This had not been because Hideyoshi also had greedy thoughts. For Hideyoshi, who had no close relatives, it was a chance for him to feel once more that long-forgotten thing called family. So he agreed, without hesitation, not to fuss over which family name they were to keep upon getting married, and assented to having his name entered into the Ishinomiya family register. Alright. Okay. It wasn't easy to persuade Kinzo, but as his daughter, Eva knew Kinzo's personality well. So, She chose the time when Kinzo was most dissatisfied with Natsui. And expertly managed to make him accept Hideyoshi as a son-in-law. Alright. Looking at Hideyoshi, who had achieved success after starting from nothing, Kinzo might have seen a little bit of himself. Who knows? He quickly grew to like Hideyoshi and permitted him to transfer into the Ishiromiya register. George would eventually become the successor to the Ishiromiya family. I thought it was Jessica still. What the frick? They had raised him strictly with that purpose in mind. George had been worth their while and had grown into a fabulous young man who wouldn't disappoint no matter where he went. That was why she couldn't stand that he was in love with a servant like Shannon. See how things work out for ya. Hell yeah. Go on, George. So when she had learned that Shannon had died and the engagement had been invalidated, she was happy, I guess. While part of her had been shocked at the gruesome crime, another part of her had been relieved that her precious George wouldn't be stolen by some servant girl. Damn, awful. Awful. I kinda get it, but awful.
私、クラウス兄さんのことが昔から嫌いだったわ。
Cross? Not gonna lie, Cross was destroying you three in that argument. You three were getting clapped by Cross. Cross was clapping back, pap, pap, pap. Y'all didn't stand a chance against his arguments. Yeah. That family beef was all Cross's W. I mean, he's dead now, so I guess you win in the end, but damn, dude.
偉そうで威張ってて。自分がやがては当主になるのだと自慢してて。
So proud that he would one day become the head. So full of himself.
だから、それに一矢報いてやりたかった。
I guess you kinda did.
でも、それは子供の頃の感情なのよ。でもその感情は、結局、自分の人生のほとんどを支配した。それだけならまだいい。その感情はあなたやジョージまで巻き込んで振り回してしまった。
So she does have feelings of regret. Because of those emotions, I got you and George involved and I used you. I see. So there's more to Eva than the eye. God damn it. I'll stop it there. I give up.
エヴァ、備え自分を責めるな。
Don't blame yourself so much. Hideyoshi sat up and put his arm around Eva. Okay, here we go. Is it starting? We know it's gonna happen, just do it. She could feel a warm understanding from him. Here we go. It's time. When is it gonna happen? We're waiting.
わしはな、自分の人生はもうとっくに折り返しに入っとる。でもな、今日までの生活を後悔したことは一度もないで。一度もや。
I've never once forget how I've lived my life, not once.
エヴァと一緒で他の男どもじゃ味わえん楽しい人生になったと思っとる。
Aww.
戦争で身寄りを失ったわしにもう一度家族のぬくもりを教えてくれた。だから後宮の家には感謝しとるし、わしの唯一の家だと思っとる。
So I'm grateful for the Ishiromiya family and think of it as my own family. You taught me once more what the warmth of family is. After I lost my relatives in the war. He lost his relatives in the war, okay.
わしとお
World
前
War
が
II, I guess.
歩んできた人生にな、無駄なことなんか何もなかった。今日までほんまに楽しい人生やったで。
World War II, I'm guessing World War II is where his relatives died, right? Because this is 1986, so it's not impossible. Not impossible, makes sense. Okay, not a single thing has been wasted. It's really been a fun life up to today. Well, up to today, because you're gonna die tonight, right? Which is why you gotta have that. This is your last chance, Hideyoshi and Eva. Do it. We know it's gonna happen. Just do it. It's fine. Here we go, dark.
あなた。
Thank you, honey. Here we go. Dark screen and everything. Eva hung her head, burying her face in Hideyoshi's chest. Here we go! Probably no one in the parlor could even imagine that this side of Eva existed. You know what? I barely imagined that this side of Eva existed. But hey, it exists.
感謝するのはわしや。今日までお前と一緒にいて後悔した日なんてあらへん。
Alright, lovey-dovey talk, cool.
私もよ。
Alright. Oh, dude, I love the difference as well in Eva's voice actress. The way she's talking so much more calm. It's weird, but it shows how Eva's feeling right now.
あなたと一緒になれてよかった。
To have you by my side, I'm so glad. Here we go.
ジョージももう立派な大人や。
God damn it! Stop talking about George and start it already.
わしが見張ってなくてもしっかり仕事ができる一人前や。で、正月あたりをのんびりモルジブあたりで過ごさんか？
In the Maldives.
わしら二人水いらずや。
Well, right now you're just you two, and you might not survive to go to the Maldives. Do it now! Just you two, no one else. Around New Year's, this is October. Frick that. Do it now. It's almost Halloween. I guess maybe this is why all these murders are happening, because it's almost Halloween in their world.
いやよ。
No way.
毎年年賀状の返礼で寝る暇もないとか言ってるじゃない。
Respond to New Year's cards that you don't even sleep.
次の正月だけはなしや。年賀状はみん。黙って下のお年玉くじだけチェックするんや。今年はカラーテレビくらい当てたいで。
A color TV? Whoa! That's amazing! In 1986, to be fair, that was huge. Having like winning a 4K, not a 4K. Well, that is the comparison I was making. That is that winning a color TV in 1986 is like winning a 4K TV like 10 years ago. Like I remember 10 years ago. Wow! 4K TV? Now I feel like everyone has them, or a lot of people have them. Somehow even we've managed to get one. I know it was 10 years ago. I was like, oh, 4K TV? I'm probably never gonna get that in forever. Because it was expensive as hell. It was the best sort of TV. 4K TV. Woo! But then now it's just, you can buy a decently cheap 4K TV, to be honest. That used to cost a fortune 10 years ago. So they're probably thinking, color TV? Insane! We can watch things in color? 1986? Woo!
やだ。
No way, that's invaluable.
モルジブでお年玉くじのチェックなんてしたくない。
You only want to do one thing, Eva, and that's also what you're supposed to do now, Eva, not just in the Maldives. I'm sure it's great to do it in the Maldives too. Do it now.
じゃあそいつもなしや。
Not that either. Okay.
水いらずのんびりでジョージが生まれる直前の新婚時代の続きをちょいとしてみんか。
Yes, and what did you do? What did you do before George was born? Just before George was born, huh? What did you do? It's time to do it now. Come on, yo.
それならいいわね。
That does sound nice. Okay. Oh, hey, wait a minute. That does sound nice. Okay. Maybe. Okay, I thought she was. I didn't think it was going that direction. Come on.
モルジブはええとこらしいで。
I don't care about the Maldives, man.
なんもない島に美しいサンゴ礁と水上コテージが並んでてな。
Coral reefs and cottages line up over the water.
新婚時代の続きっていつからなの？
When will that be? I don't know. 20 plus years ago. Doesn't matter. It's time.
仕事納めしたらすぐや。旅行店に聞いてみんとわからんが、多分大晦日前には。
But before New Year's Eve. Do they celebrate Christmas? That's what happens before New Year's Eve. That's what a week before, at least.
いや、
Wait.
今すぐがいい。
Oh! Here we go! Yes, 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 yes! Go on! Go on! I knew it. Go on. Start. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Peevishly? Or maybe coquettishly? Eva pled for his lips. Guys, guys, guys! Dude, I freaking called this last part that they were gonna bang each other and that George was gonna, like, let him. Okay, but I was not. I was kind of half joking. But then, ever since the conversation started in the stream, I'm like, yo, there's a very real possibility that it happens. Oh my god! 1 second though, I have to look up what the word coquettishly means. It's the first time I've seen that word. Coquettish. Coquettish. Behaving in such a way as to suggest a playful sexual attraction. Flirtatious. Let's go! Let's go, I knew it. I knew that word meant something along those lines, but you know. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Eva pled for his lips. Okay, here we go. Let's keep reading on their sex here. She's going for his lips. Alright then. The only sounds that filled the room were the distant voice of the announcer on the news, which Hideyoshi had left on, and the obnoxious pounding of the rain against the window. Come on now, there's other sounds that are about to fill the room. Come on now. Man, okay. I guess... And then they banged. Okay. I guess just like, Okay, before we keep reading, I guess just like with the dead bodies, we obviously don't get to see them actually banging. But okay, yeah, they were clearly banging back there. There we go, and that's what I was saying. Like, I would do that too. You know, it's the freaking you might die tonight. Both or either of you might die tonight. It's time. We could die. Let's have fun now. If we die, then at least we had some fun before we died. Literally a decent way to go out, you know. If you're gonna get killed by a witch that can teleport us out of the room, would suck if she teleported us mid banging. But you know, still, you feel me? Still, that's still. I mean, I'd rather go out having fun with my wife one last time, and then Beatrice can take me. That's it. Done. Boosh. Disappear. There we go. I mean, yeah. And they were, you know, reminiscing about the past, talking about going to the Maldives. Come on now, we all know that's not gonna happen. One or both of you is gonna die before that happens, probably. So, just saying, have your fun now. Have your fill. Alright, let's back to the parlor we go. Okay, there was a knock on the door and Genji-san entered. Sup, Genji?
奥様、
She's calling for Natsui. Interesting, so he came from the kitchen.
お夕食の準備が整いました。
A dinner's been prepared. Hopefully then those guys are done banging. Because, you know, it would be kind of embarrassing for us to call them for dinner while they're in the middle of banging. Like, yeah, we'll be right there. You know? We were just watching TV, obviously. Alright.
お食事はまたこちらでよろしいですか？
I mean, might as well, right? Surely you're not gonna go to the place with blood where you could you could destroy evidence for the police.
ええ、ここへ運ばせなさい。南條先生はまだ厨房にいるのですか？
Is Dr. Nanjo still in the kitchen?
はい。
Yes.
次の一手を熟考したいとおっしゃっております。
Okay.
ご安心を。他の使用人たちとご一緒です。
Do not worry, he's with the other servants, playing chess against Genji while Genji's out here.
源氏さんはじい様の相手ができるくらいチェスが強いもんな。
True. Fair.
南條先生よりも強いらしいぜ。
Oh, even better than Nanjo. Ooh. Alright, Genji. I guess if we've been playing with Kinzo for the last 4 decades, then yeah, you gotta be good. If I play chess for 4 decades and I'm not good, I'd just be sad, you know, because I'm furniture, you know, and if Kinzo probably invites me almost every night to play chess with him, I'll probably get good by then. Really good. I'd figure out a lot of good tactics and strategies.
そうなんだ。昔相手をしてもらったことがあるけど、あれは勝たせてくれたのかな。
He'd probably let you win, yeah.
マリア、もうすぐ飯だそうだぜ。しかし、よく一日中テレビを見ていて飽きねえな。
I mean, has she gone more entertained by the ads than the actual show? Isn't that I swear they said that before. uh, and I guess watching TV all day long is better than nine. You know, at least after today, we'll go back and the boat takes us, and we'll go back with the boat, and we'll all be good. I'm just joking. I know some more deaths will happen. Deaths, let the deaths happen. Sounds like it's not down to YouTube. Look at you, you've been watching TV. Okay.
いつもテレビいっぱい見てるから平気。
Gotta do something else than watching TV, though, Maria. Come on now. There's other stuff to do. Surely. Maybe not right now while it's pouring, raining, typhoon. Probably a good time to watch TV then, sure, and watch some classic movies with your family. But, you know, if it wasn't raining, just like last time, you could go to the beach again or something.
マリアちゃんはテレビっ子なんだね。
A TV kid.
食事だから机の上を片付けないとダメだぜ。
You have to clean up the table. It was still cluttered with the aftermath of the drawing contest we had all been having, using several pages torn out of Maria's notebook. You guys were having a drawing contest? Jessica began cleaning that up quickly. Still, everyone here sure can draw. Really shocking. Maybe those drawing skills may come in useful in the future. And maybe how good is everyone here at drawing? Because that circle in the shutter was really well drawn. Those symbols were perfect. You know, those signs, those weird half circles. I don't know, man. I don't know. Those were impressive. And Maria could obviously replicate that, but that's Maria. She's crazy. So maybe people being good at drawing is a hint of something. I don't know.
源氏、
Genji.
エヴァさんたちにもせめて食事くらい一緒にしないかとお声をかけなさい。どうせ断るでしょうが。
They would probably turn us down. No, they say no. Eva said that she wanted to be called down when it's dinner time. I remember that. Yeah, she probably won't turn you down. They might be in the middle of banging, but they'll stop for the time being and then eat some dinner. Unless they're dead, they could be dead.
かしこまりました。
Certainly.
お父様の次はエヴァさんですか。つくづく後ろ宮家の食卓には全員が揃いませんね。
Nancy felt her headache start throbbing again and lightly held her temples. By the way, she said that we seem to be unable to get a full showing in the Yoshiromiya table, in case that didn't catch. The distance from the kitchen to the parlor wasn't that large, so Genji had gone there and back by himself. But the guest room was a little farther away. God damn it. Right. Okay. Natsu had wanted him not to be alone without good reason. And just now, Najo had also admonished him, saying that it would be better if he held a little more concern for his safety. Don't be alone without good reason. If Genji starts seeing flickering butterflies, y'all, ooh, could be bad. Najo also admonished him, saying that it would be better if he held a little more concern for his safety. Genji took Kanon with him, and the two of them went to visit Eva and Hideyoshi in their guest room. Alright, they're knocking the door. Genji knocked on the door.
エヴァ様、 秀吉様。
I know you're in the middle of banging, but it's time for dinner.
お夕食の準備が整いました。
Dinner has been prepared. He waited a short while for him to come out, but there was no response. Oh, here we go! Here we go! Time to look at some dead bodies.
源氏様、これは
What is this? Another magic circle? Canon pointed under the door. Under the door. Was it blood? Blood under the door? Another envelope. Another letter, perhaps. Did Beatrice kill them in there while they were banging and then push the letter below the door so that they could see it? A Western style envelope had been inserted under it. Okay. Normally, when something was inserted this way, it would be interpreted as a message from someone outside to someone in the room. Right, but now it's the opposite. So, since this might be a private note meant for Eva and Hideyoshi, it was not something that Kanon and Genji were supposed to take interest in. Yeah, but the seal. Remember the seal? The seal that only Kinzo's supposed to have? But then he threw it and now Beatrice has it? If it has that seal, I don't care. There are people dying. I don't got time for private notes. Okay? I'm reading that. But this Western style envelope was Kinzo's envelope. The same as the one Maria had taken out last night and surprised everyone with. The Witch of the Painting.
間違いない。
That's the soundtrack. There's no mistake.
親方様の封筒。
It's the master's envelope.
あるいは
Beatrice! Or Beatrice! Although it had been Kinzo's envelope, the author of the letter Maria had read aloud last night had not been Kinzo. Right, it had been Beatrice. Genji continued knocking a little harder and called out in a loud voice. But they're dead, Genji! They're dead. They're dead.
エヴァ様。
Eva's dead. Hidoshi's dead.
エヴァ様。源氏でございます。いらっしゃいますか。お返事をお願いいたします。エヴァ様。
Please answer, Eva. But there was no response from inside. Their biggest mistake was locking themselves in a room alone together. At least they got to have some fun before they went out, though. They got to have some banging fun before they get done, alright? Like, she reached for his lips. We know what happened after that. They may be dead now, but they still had some fun. You know, that's not a bad way to go out. Sometimes, when the servants went to call some guests for a meal, the guests would be sleeping so deeply that they wouldn't wake up. Why would they be sleeping at this time though? Isn't it like 7 p.m? That doesn't make sense. In times like that, the servants would stick a letter in the door to show that they had called by, and then leave the guest be. So are they gonna leave a letter right next to this other letter left by Beatrice then? However, despite that, Genji beat even harder on the door and called out Eva's name. Surely Genji also has the key to the door. People are dying. This is not the time to respect people's privacy. If they're dead, we need to figure out about their deaths now. If they're banging each other, I don't care. I'd rather find out. I'd rather like open the door in on them banging each other than leave a possible secondary murder case. Alright? Come on now. But there was no answer. Kanon stuck his ear up the door and, holding his breath, listened for any sounds coming from inside. If you can hear any panting sounds, then at least we know, okay, fine, they're banging each other and, you know, we're not going to interrupt for now. That's fine. But if those aren't even coming off, then something else is going on. And the TV! What about the TV? If Kanon can hear the TV going, maybe.
テレビの音らしきものが
The television, okay?
でも気配が感じられません
Don't sense anyone.
お部屋は空っぽかも。
The room might be empty. Genji took out a handkerchief and, careful not to touch it with his bare hands, gently pulled out the envelope which had been stuck under the door. Smart! Smart that he didn't touch it with his bare hands. Because that's gonna make the police investigation different. Well, that could be evidence. Alright. Pull out the envelope which had been stuck under the door. It had been sealed with deep red sealing wax, so the same one that Beatrice got from Kinzo. Without a doubt, the mark on that sealing wax had come from the Ushiromiya family head's ring.
Eva-sama! Eva-sama! どうかお返事を。もうお部屋にはいらっしゃいませんか?
Are you still in your room? Even so, there was still no answer. There was a chance that the two were aimlessly walking around the mansion. Doubtful, highly doubtful. That would be very careless of them. This was the home Eva had grown up in. There was plenty of reason to think that she had gone out on a casual stroll. Genji groped around in his pocket and pulled out a bundle of keys, including the one that would open the guest room. No, Kanon, this is not the time to care about privacy. Go in. Kanon also understood what this meant. Exactly. They could be dead. This ain't the time. We don't care if they're banging. We have to go in. They would sometimes unlock a guest's door so they could go in and do things like make the beds, but only after they had made sure the guest was out. To unlock the door for a separate reason, and especially to do so when there was a chance the guests were still in there and without their permission, was an action unbecoming of a servant. This ain't the time to be caring about being a servant or not a servant. The best thing you can do right now is get in there. However, Genji had decided. If the only problem had been that his knock hadn't received a reply, he wouldn't have gone this far. Yeah, but the letter as well. The letter is another thing, with the wax, red sealing wax from the family head's ring. But the envelope under the door was doubtlessly Kinzo's. Or rather, one of the Western-style envelopes of the Ushiromiya family head. And after last night, the sender of this envelope could be someone other than Kinzo. If this letter had been sent by someone other than Kinzo...
Eva-sama, 申し訳ございません。お部屋を失礼させていただきます。
Allow me to enter your room and find some dead bodies, I guess. After giving that final notice, Genji stuck one of the keys from the bundle into the keyhole. Alright. There was the sound of the door unlocking. And then he slowly turned the knob and slowly started opening the door. Dead. Partners, I guess. Dead Eva, dead Hideyoshi. We're about to see them. Alright, the sound of the door unlocking. Okay, they're about to go in there. Okay, so Eva and Hideyoshi are dead. Great. Fantastic. Dumb of them to go in a room on their own, like that. They don't believe in Beatrice. Eva especially believes that the culprit is one of us 18. So she doesn't believe that even though the door is locked, she could get killed anyway. But according to Maria, it doesn't matter if the door is locked. Beatrice can come after you anyway. So let's see here. Is she dead? Wow. Light seeped through the crack of the door. Were they in the room? Or had they forgotten to turn out the lights? Forgotten to turn out the lights? Light seeped through the crack of the door. Were they in the room or had they forgotten to turn out the lights? Why? Of course they turn on the lights. Why would they turn them out? Oh, unless you're saying that, yeah, they left the room and forgot to turn off the lights, or turn out the lights, like you say it here, as they left the room. Okay. Clank! Is the sound of the door chain being pulled tight? What? The chain had been secured? Oh, so it's not just locked by the key, it's also locked by the chain. The chain couldn't be secured from the outside. That meant that they were in the room now. But if they're dead, because Beatrice can teleport in there, then I guess nobody can ever get into the room unless you break the chain, which I guess you have to. You kind of have to break the chain. And I guess I can see why they put the chain on as well, if they're banging, because then, like, yeah, even the servants can't get in, because you can only open the chain from the inside, or unlock the chain. So I can see why, but if they're dead, then it doesn't matter. The sound of voices on the TV seeped out of the room. The lights, the chain, and the TV. All of these things made it clear that they were in the room. But there was no sign of them. The lights, the chain, and the TV. Genji called to Eva once again through the crack of the door. But there was no answer. He's only calling to Eva, not Hideyoshi, which I guess makes sense because Eva is blood-related to Ishinomiya. Makes sense.
源氏様いかがしますか
Great question. As part of their job, the servants were able to unlock almost any lock in the mansion. Almost any lock in the mansion. Not every, apparently. But they had no way to open a door with a chain. Yeah, this is one of the few they can't open. The only way to get by the chain was to cut it. Like, it's time to cut it. It's time. People are dying. There's some murderers out here. Cut it. That was certainly not permitted as part of a servant's usual work. This is not a servant's usual work. People are dying. A creepy chill was already rushing up their backs. Kanon held his breath again and tried to sense someone through the door, but even so, he was not able to sense anyone. How does that even work? You can just sense people? He has a feeling for them? Alright. Oh god, but then you're leaving Kanon to die too. Kanon cut the chain. If Kanon has disappeared, it's your fault, Genji. Yes. As Kanon rushed away hurriedly to get a cutting tool, he was called back by Genji. Called back? Wait, Kanon. Smart. Smart. Yep, acting alone is not good. I agree with Genji here.
はいかしこまりました
Certainly. It looked like Kanon was wondering why he had to do something so troublesome in the middle of this urgent situation. Yeah, no, it's important, because what if the culprit is still inside the room and Kanon just enters? Then he's dead too. And then the culprit can just escape. Just run out of the room. But if Kumasawa's there, it makes it that much harder, at least. Hopefully. But Genji had said it out of wariness. He didn't care what happened to himself. But in the worst case scenario, he didn't want anything to happen to Kanon. Scar in the score. Kitchen? Alright. In the kitchen was Kumasawa, who was piling food on the serving cart. And Nanjo, who seemed to have thought of a move that would turn the tables on Genji, and had been awaiting his return, wanting to show him. Nanjo's still like, ooh, chess! But he immediately realized that something was wrong with Genji's demeanor. Wait a minute, wasn't it... wait. Wasn't it Kanon who's supposed to go to the kitchen? Why is Genji here too? Shouldn't he go to the parlor immediately?
おや、どうしましたか、源氏さん。
What has happened, Genji?
南條先生、申し訳ありませんが、この勝負は一度中断させてください。カノンはチェーンを頼む。
Okay, I guess both of them came over here. And then I guess from here Genji's going over to the parlor while Kanon's gonna go back to the chain.
熊さん、食事の配膳は一時中断し、カノンと同行するよう。私は奥様のところへ行く。
I will go over to Madame.
南條先生、ご一緒に。
Smart. Also take Nanjo with you. That's smart.
何かあったんですか。
Has something happened? Genji took Nanjo, who still didn't know what was going on, and quickly left the kitchen.
熊沢さん、申し訳ありませんが、僕と一緒に来てください。
Please come with me.
何があったんですか、カノンさん。
What happened, Kanon? Unable to take in the situation, Kumasawa said almost exactly the same thing as Nanjo and chased after Kanon, who had flown out into the hallway. Accompanied by Kumasawa, Kanon went to the storehouse. Wait, all the way to the storehouse? And from amongst the tools packed in toolboxes and hanging on the walls, he looked for a tool that could be used to cut the chain. Wait. He went outside all the way south too, all the way to the storehouse? But I thought they said no opening that. Because that could ruin the situation with the that could ruin the evidence with the other 6 bodies already there. So have Kanon and Kumasawa just gone back to the storehouse, just head high again to the 6 bodies, then are coming back? That would be funny. Wait, unless I read this wrong. Accompanied by Kumasawa, Kanon went to the storehouse. Yeah, the storehouse where the 6 bodies are. And from amongst the tools packed in toolboxes and hanging on the walls, he looked for a tool that could be used to cut the chain.
何を探してるんですか。
Not yet. They're clearly in the storehouse. This is where we saw the 6 bodies. What are you looking for? Says Kumasawa.
私も手伝いますよ。
I will help. And the 6 bodies are still here, by the way. They're still here because of the evidence. Interesting. So they're not gonna check that maybe a body has been added in there, perhaps. Maybe they could find Eva and Hideyoshi here, along with the other bodies that have already disappeared.
ドアチェーンを切断するんです。
We're cutting a door chain.
大きめの番線カッターはどこだっけ？
Where was that large bolt cutter?
ドアチェーンを。どうしてそんなことをするんですか。
Why would you do something like that?
エヴァ様たちのお部屋にチェーンが中にいらっしゃるはずなのに、お声をかけても返事がないんです。
The chain is locked to Eva-sama and Hideyoshi-sama's room. Even though they should be inside, when we called to them, they didn't answer. It took Kumasawa some time to figure out how cutting... That was weird. It took Kumasawa some time to figure out how cutting the chain and Eva and Hideyoshi not answering were connected, but she did realize that this was an urgent situation. Right.
これなら多分。
This will probably... Kanon took down a very large bolt cutter that had been hanging on the wall. Bolt cutter. How do bolt cutters look like? I'm gonna Google them real quick. It was called a cutter, but maybe it would be easier to understand if described as having the shape of a large pair of pliers. Okay, I know how pliers look like. But what's a bolt cutter? Bolt cutter. I don't think I've ever used it. I've used pliers before, but never a bolt cutter. Oh, okay, so that's how a bolt cutter looks like. Yeah, I mean, it would be easy to understand if described as having the shape of a large pair of pliers. I mean, yeah. Okay, I know what they are. Okay. Pliers. Pliers look like... Yeah, I guess. They're basically huge pliers. Bolt cutters are basically big pliers. I mean, I guess. Sure. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah. I'll say that next time. Okay. Having the shape of a large pair of pliers. He recalled being warned that it was a dangerous tool that could easily cut through one of your fingers. Well, this is the perfect tool to cut the chain then. Kanon took that and rushed up the stairs. He knew it instinctively. What, that they died? He should fight for every minute, every second to open it quickly. Or maybe already?
待ってください、カノンさん。
Yo, this old woman is getting tired. Stop dragging her around with you. God damn it. She's not made for this running around. Oops, what the hell happened there? My bad. Back to the visual novel. Let me go back to the visual novel. Exit. Hooray! Kumasawa eventually caught up with him, gasping for breath with both hands on her knees. When Kanon changed his grip on the bolt cutter and looked up at the door, he let out an ah, struck speechless. When Kanon changed his grip on the bolt cutter, looked up at the door. So there's something up at the door? When Kanon changed his grip on the bolt cutter and looked up at the door. Right, another one of these symbols. I see it.
何ですかこれは。
Hell's Halls. What is this? Oh, come on, don't be scared by this now. We've seen one of these before. Come on now, Kumasawa. I guess this is the first time Kumasawa's been an active part of this, to be fair. She has never been one of the first people to find this, to be fair. She never saw the first symbol, did she? Fair. Okay. Have Mari explain to us what this means then. That would be great. Kumasawa screamed weakly, her face pallid. That was no surprise. Because right there, on the door, just like the magic circle that had been drawn on the shutter of this Rose Garden storehouse, there was another eerie shape drawn with paint that looked like blood. Okay. However, it was dubious whether this one could be called a magic circle. No, it's clearly not a magic circle. It's more like a magic wall. This looks like a wall, and this is like what? It's like a weird opening in the wall, but there's symbols on it too. This looks like a wall to me. Is that just me? Am I blind maybe? And then what? I don't know what this is at the end. But yeah, it's not a magic circle. It's a magic something. Because unlike what most people would think of as a magic circle, it wasn't a circle with shapes drawn inside it, but a slightly more geometrical shape. A circle is a geometrical shape. What the frick are you on about, visual novel? Unless I'm misunderstanding what a geometrical shape is supposed to be. But it's more rectangular. I get it. However, the strange non-alphabetical characters written in the gaps of the figure were without doubt the same as the magic circle on the shutter. Alright. Have Mari explain this to us. That'll be easy. Hopefully she can. So, Kanon, memorize what you're looking at right now, Kanon. Please, and then ask Mari about it later. But the thing that had Kanon struck speechless was not how eerie the magic circle was. Well, quote-unquote magic circle. Struck Kanon speechless, not how... Okay, what was it that struck Kanon speechless? Only moments ago, this hadn't been there! Oh! So you're telling me this was drawn between the time Kanon and Genji came to the store, then left to do their thing, and then now, you know, Kanon coming back with Kumasawa. This has happened between that time period. Yikes. Now that is spooky. Holy moly. He had returned to the kitchen for a short while. Returned? Did he not? Wait, Kanon, did you not cut the chain? He had then gone to the store. Oh, okay. They're just repeating what happened. Okay. We're going to the kitchen for a short while. He had then gone to the storehouse to grab a tool and hand it right back. So sometime during that time, this magic circle, I guess we'll call it for now. It's not really a circle. Had been drawn there. Okay. Put those together, and it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. Correct. So someone in that short period of time, someone had the time to draw this really elaborate drawing too. Really like with a lot of symbols and everything. And someone had to do it really quickly. How could someone add something this creepy during that period of time? And as though it had just been drawn, almost like the door itself was bleeding, several unsettling vertical red lines slowly dripped down, getting longer and longer. So yeah, it had just been drawn then, surely, with new used blood. Almost like there was being several unsettling vertical red lines slowly dripped down, getting longer and longer. Okay. Spooky, ain't it, Kumasawa? Ain't it? Kumasawa's knees gave way, and she sank down on the spot. If Kumasawa hadn't done this first, then Kanon surely would have wanted to. She took more victims, yeah.
ベアトリーチェ様の仕業ですよ。恐ろしや恐ろしや。
How horrid! Woo! Kanon gulped, then readied the bolt cutter and approached the door. He didn't want to get close to this disturbing magic circle, and he really didn't want to touch the steadily dripping substance that looked like blood. I'm interested in why the visual novel is every time specifying that this substance isn't, well, could possibly not be blood, but it definitely looked like blood. I'm interested. Why is it just not specifying that it's, oh yeah, that this dripping substance that is blood? Why are they saying that looked like blood, as if it might not actually be blood? That's interesting. They keep specifying that too. Anyway, he didn't want to get close to this disturbing magic circle, and he really didn't want to touch the steadily dripping substance that looked like blood. But if he didn't get close, he couldn't cut the chain. Fighting this cold feeling, he gulped again, and after gathering his courage, went even closer, putting the bolt cutter up against the chain. Here we go. Time to look at the dead bodies. Alrighty then. He then pressed with all of his strength and cut through the chain far more easily than he had imagined. Far more easily, okay. The cut chain fell into two separate parts, which continued to clang as they swayed back and forth.
Kanon-san, 足元に封筒が。
Yes, we know about the envelope.
しかもこれは親方様のもの。
Yes, it's his head ring thingy. It looked like Kumasawa had also noticed the Western-style envelope at the bottom of the door. And that the sealing wax had been sealed with the head's ring. Yeah, the head's ring. That's what I was talking about a second ago. That's clearly a message from Beatrice that we're gonna read out later. I guess have Maria read that out later for us. Kanon was lost for just a second over whether he should open the letter first or check inside the room. But he decided on prioritizing his original purpose, checking inside the room. Kanon pulled the handkerchief out of his pocket. Smart. Again, no fingerprints. This is good. This was so he wouldn't leave fingerprints on the door. If his worst fears had been realized, the police would want to investigate this room too. Open. He slowly pushed the door open. He was able to hear the sound of the television that had been seeping out slightly more clearly now. Alright guys, I'm gonna blue ball you all. We're gonna end it there. What's gonna happen next part? Who knows? I'm evil, aren't I? I'm evil. I'm gonna end it right there. Who knows? Are we gonna find dead bodies? I don't know. Could be, could not be. this. Oh my god! Like, you guys are probably so mad at me for ending it here. Like, ah, we got so close. But next time, guys. Next time. This is what I should do more. Cliffhangers. This is probably what you guys love the most. Just cliffhangers. What's really going on? I don't know. I'm wondering about it too, though. Okay, so he slowly pushed the door open. He was able to hear the sound of the television that had been seeping out slightly more clearly now. Okay. That's where we're at. And that's how it's gonna end. I hope you guys have enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. I mean, I guess I'll see you guys next time, guys. Tough luck. Hey, tough luck. Tough luck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's too bad. You get... Jay, come in next time. Next part. I find out what's happening. The television. Yeah. What's happening? It's really happening. Spooky. I don't know. Could be something bad. They could be dead. What is bad? What is in the letter? Find out next time on Umineko when they cry. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed reading it. Next part is gonna be spicy one. I cannot wait for it. And yeah, sorry for blue balling you guys, I guess. I mean, should I be sorry for that? Nah. Perfect. I'm joking. Alright. But yeah, I'm gonna eat there. I'm gonna eat some food right now, so hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah. Alright, y'all. Peace.